in the field, and I've been working with the different educational institutes as well as the different industries where I have been very closely working with teachers, students, all the stakeholders of an educational institute. So it's very nice to see that educators are joining in the sessions, and they want to be part of um the conversation where we will be talking about burnout to balance. So definitely, burnout to balance is a very, very relevant topic for everyone, yeah, and especially for educators, because people do forget that as educators you also have a lot in your plate, and people just talk about when it is spoken about burnout. People only look towards corporates, but that's not the reality. So the teachers also have a lot to in their plate, where they are working out, where they have to take continuous classes, balance out, and there are a lot of things which need to be they need to cater to. So concerns of parents, anxiety of parents, there are short times when you have to complete the syllabus, so there is a lot which keeps happening. Okay, so what we are going to discuss today is, and there are a few rules which I want to set before getting into the discussion. That please, all of you, keep your mic on mute, and it will be great if you feel comfortable. You can switch on your video. It will be good to see few faces, and interaction becomes very interesting. So if you can switch on the video, that will be great. And next is most of you, all of you have to participate. You have to speak. So it will not be just one way talking, it has to be two way. So what we are going to do today, we are going to our journey together will be of an hour, and we'll start talking about us. Okay, so like I have introduced myself, now I will because in the short span of time we don't have time to take the introduction of everyone, because it's already 90 people, 92 people on board. So what we'll do is we will um we will try to understand each other's experiences, and that will help us. Then next is decoding burnout. So we keep hearing about burnout, we keep hearing about how it is, what it is, and a lot of struggles related to it. We'll understand that. Then next is the developing EQ, how we can develop. Next is well-being toolkit, so how you can balance out the burnout. Go, and we will get into the discussion of that. Now, I'll request once again, if out of we have 95 people, if 10% also is comfortable in switching on the video, that will be great. I'll also feel good that I am also talking to humans, and just not the Gmeet screen. It will be great to continue and talk and see the expressions and talk like that. Okay, but now we move forward. So as I'm discussing about us, there are few questions which are you will see on screen. It will be great if you can unmute yourself and answer the question, or you can also use the chat box to write the answer. So the first question is, are you stressed? So you can write the answer in the chat box. You can write the yes, ask Sanaya ma'am. Uh, Astha Naya ma'am, you wanted to say something? You had raised your hand. Chandni ma'am, you want to say something?
Yes, yes, we are
Yes.
stressed out.
Okay, okay. So we have quite a few answers in the chat box as well. Yes, we are a little stressed. We are stressed. Now the next question is, what stresses you out? So I think there is one response in the chat box by Priya Dharshani ma'am. She is writing, workload stresses me a lot. Okay. Preeti ma'am's right, work pressure. Manpreet ma'am writes, yes, a little bit when it comes to balancing work and personal front. I understand. Okay, listening to music is what? Okay, how do you currently handle your stress? So some people are writing it's by, listening to music. Okay, first we will, focus on what stresses you. So we have answers like workload, work pressure, and we
Ma'am, we can't hear you.
sorry, I don't know, my gb has muted me. Sorry. So now one very important point I think has come up in the chat box, that when I have to balance the personal and professional life, that stresses me out. Okay. Now the next is that okay, now people are writing, how do you currently handle your stress? So by listening music, some people are writing by going out, some people are writing it is by meditation, pursuing my hobbies like art and photography, uh, gardening, okay, meditation. Interesting. Okay, so this is what I came to know that out of, okay, we have 106 people on board. So out of 106 people, people are interested in writing. They spend time with pet. They like to listen to music. They want to go out. So usually there's also a myth when you introduce yourself as psychologist. So people, I think, assume the psychologist doesn't go under stress, or they don't feel stressful. But yes, we also have our journey of some days are good, some days are not, because end of the day we are human, family, everything, work need to be balanced. So I personally, what I do is I love to garden. I love gardening. So I have a lot of plants, indoor and outdoor plants. I spend time, and I have a pet. So I spend time, and I like to read. So I also spend time in reading. So self-help books and all I like to read. And, you know, to be frank, I also spend some time on social media, not it's like I'm hooked to social media, but yeah, I spend 15-20 minutes where I just see or whereabouts of people, how it is, what is in trend. So that releases my stress a little bit. So it's when people talk about social media that I spend time on social media, it is not bad. Anything which is going out of your hand, and out of 24 hours you are just 20 hours you are on social media scrolling reels, that is bad. So everyone have their own way of their own coping skills to come out with stress. Now, what is stress? S equals to P, and there is one sign which I'm not sure what is it. You have to tell me. And R. So can anyone decode this equation for me? Anyone who want to decode? Yes.
When pressure is greater than resource, then we get the stress.
Thank you. So, S is stress. So, when pressure is greater than resource, okay, when I am not aware about my resources, right? And I just think about this is not happening, that is not happening, this is not working, that is not working, then I am continuously under stress. And I don't take work as work, but I take it as pressure. Now we will decode burnout. So I'll give you a minute's time to everyone. In one word, what do you understand by this word burnout? You have to write in the chat box, or after a minute, you can unmute and talk about it. So I'll give you a minute. You have to write one word, what comes to your mind. First, you see the word burnout in the chat box, and then quickly you have to. If you're done, you can also talk about it. So we'll give you 1 minute time. I'm not reading chat box. Okay, we already started getting answers. Mm, down, exhausted, when you are not able to handle stress, removing or discarding, removing toxicity from mind. Burnout is emotional and physical drain, relaxed, tired, relief from stress, take out stress by concentrating on other things, exhaustion. Okay. Someone wants to speak? Yes, ma'am, please.
When we say enough is enough, I believe that is the burnout part.
I just can't handle it. अब नहीं होगा मुझसे. So that is, when you are done. But again, for every person, it's different. For some people, even running 1 kilometer is enough. For some people, the 10 kilometer is also, they can handle. So again, it's very subjective term as well, because for every person, it's different. Burnout, stressful situation, for everyone's circumstances, सबकी situations अलग है. तो हम सबको एक ही उससे स्केल से नहीं मेजर कर सकते. Right. Now, we also have some answers. Take out stress, but concentrating on other things. Okay. So, I think more or less, we have few answers about decoding burnout. Now, I will not come and break the ice now. I want you to also respond to this. What are the most common mistakes made by employees that often lead to stress? Which often lead to stress. आप लोग 1 मिनट ले सकते हैं. Yes, प्रिया मैम, प्लीज. ओके. सो अभी
मुझे नंबर्स का वो निकालना प्रिंट आउट.
मिथिलेश मैम, कैन यू प्लीज म्यूट?
सॉरी.
Yeah. So tell me, most common mistakes made by us, employees, that that led to stress. Someone is writing bad scheduling, not planning. Shirley ma'am, you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Like
Yes,
we
please.
are not planning properly, pre-planning. Time
Correct.
management will not be there.
Okay, great. So, procrastination, bad planning, miscommunication, poor time management is commonly coming from everyone. Okay, expectation and performance anxiety. Very nice. Okay, what else? Time management and
Ma'am, I
planning.
would like
Yeah,
to.
yes, ma'am.
Uh, I would like to
Please,
reply to this.
please go ahead.
Main major things what happen is like you react before you think. Like someone is going to tell you something and you want to just react it without thinking. So I think this is the most often
Okay,
mistake.
that's good. So, reacting without listening. Okay. We have one more hand. Shirley, ma'am, you want to add to that?
Ma'am, that's what I told you. Like we are not planning properly before itself. 11th hour preparation. That is very important. So we will get tensed at the last moment if they assign any work to us.
Okay,
So
okay,
I think in that
okay.
way.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Arpita ma'am had told not listening is something which is coming out as one of the factor. Now, how many of you poor collaboration, Manpreet ma'am, very important that we don't collaborate with each other. Very nice. Okay. Now, you see there are a lot of pictures on screen. Okay. So I really want to ask that. Which picture you think is more closer to which creates stress for you. I think one answer which has come commonly from everyone is poor time management, right? Now one question I want to ask, question image number one is This image number two, this lady with so many hands. Image number three, this guy is standing, and fourth is someone is looking at it. So now tell me, okay, third picture is answer for Manpreet ma'am. Okay, anyone else who feel like which picture you think you're more closer to? Chandni ma'am, you want to say
Second,
something?
yeah,
Second
the
one.
second picture is more closer to me.
Okay, okay, okay. Anyone else? Second, fourth. Okay, great. Third, second.
For me, is the fourth one.
Okay. So what does that say, ma'am? Tell me. What picture is talking about what?
Lack of vision first. First, vision should be there, then we can work upon it. So, vision, lack of vision.
Thank you so much. Okay. One very important, time scheduling and, other things which we have mentioned are element of one very important mistake which we do is goal setting. Right, we don't set goals which are approachable sometimes, okay, or which are we can reach out to those goals or according to my capacity, right? So suppose for example in students case also you will see that student in first term student has scored maybe 65%, okay, at that moment because of so many people talking to him or her, that poor child will set a goal to score 85% or 90% in second term in span of 3 months or 4 months. But that is realistically not possible, because वो मेरी capacity ही नहीं है 90% लाने की, वो भी 4 months में या 3 months में. So 65% I might try for 70 or 75. That is achievable goal for me. So at teachers also, it's very important for us to set achievable goals. ओके, मैं अगर पर डे 10 कॉपीज चेक करती हूँ, आई कांट सेट अ गोल कि आज मैं ऑल 45 कॉपीज कंप्लीट करूंगी. दैट इज नॉट अचीवेबल, एंड इफ इट इज नॉट अचीवेबल इट विल कॉज स्ट्रेस because I'm just stressing myself because I am setting a very unrealistic goal for myself. So goal setting is very very important, teachers. Now, when we discussed so many things about what is happening, this causes stress, that causes stress, and all of that, now tell me, how do you feel right now, okay, or maybe just before joining the session? So how is your general feeling today?
Second one, ma'am.
Okay, second one, peaceful, happy, energetic. What is the reason, ma'am, for this?
Because every morning when I get up, I pre-plan my work and doing meditation, gratitude. So whole day it will be like energetic for me.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Ekta ma'am. Anyone else? Okay. Most of people writing two. Someone has written three. Can anyone
I would
also,
like to,
share?
I would like to
Yes.
see a third one, ma'am, because I am distracted because I just came from school and I'm just, to be very true, like I'm sitting for the session. I just reached and I'm sitting for the session. So I'm just distracted at present, but I'm trying to just keep myself calm here.
Oh, so sorry for that, ma'am.
No,
Uh,
what to do, ma'am? I would learn new things. So that is the thing I'm just joining. I'll just switch on my
thank
video in some time.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, most of the people are writing second. Very nice. Thank you. Now I will take the credit because of my session. You're feeling peaceful, happy, energetic. Okay. So now the next thing which I want to reflect and think is when you are in these kind of situation, when you see yourself in these situation, how do you feel at that moment? What is your assessment of emotions? How do you feel? Suppose maybe yesterday, in last week or last 2 weeks, if you have been into any kind of stressful situation, how were you feeling? You can take a minute, reflect, and then answer to it. upset, worried. Okay. 3, worried, distracted.
Third one.
Third one. Okay. Someone is writing 4, scared, upset, anxious. 3, worried, distracted, frustrated. Worried, scared, upset. Fourth, scared, upset, anxious. Worried, distracted, frustrated. Okay. Third, fourth is the answer mostly coming. Why we are not writing 1 or 2? Yes, Chandima, you want to say something?
Basically, I would feel tired, not any of those other worried or upset, but tired is the one that I feel when I have a lot of stress.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. But why we are not saying 1 or 2? I think there are few people have written 2. Maybe when I'm stressed, I will definitely will not be happy. Okay, that I'm in a stressful situation, so I cannot be happy. But can I be energetic? Can I be peaceful at that time? Okay. Can I not be focused at that time? Can I not be content at that time? Can I not be calm at that time? Okay, suppose you know that you have done something in which is a major goof up. Okay, suppose maybe you had a deadline and you forgot to submit the question papers or to check the answer sheets or something. You missed your deadline. Instead of just talking about it to everyone or feeling worried or displacing your anger, आप गुस्सा कर रहे हैं बार बार क्लास में because you have missed your deadline, or you are not talking to your colleagues properly, is not helping you, right? Rest. Instead, what you can do, you can start working on your solutions. Okay, I need to talk to coordinator, I need to write application, I need to finish everything today. And so maybe you can ask for substitution. There are different solutions which you can work on. Why are we not content? Why are we not focused? Why are we not peaceful at that time? That will help us to come out with solutions. Okay, there is one hand raised by Jeptia. Jebitha, please. You want to say something? Okay. Think about it. When I am in a different or stressful situation, what I am doing right now and how I can change it to certain, instead of doing XYZ thing, why I am not changing it? Why, what else I can do? Think about it. Shirley, ma'am, you wanted to say something? Okay. Now, when we talk about understanding stress, this is what stress graph looks like. You have distress in the left hand side, you have eustress, which is positive stress, and you have distress again. Okay. And these are the two axes to it. One is behavioral efficiency, then stimulation. When your behavioral efficiency is low, okay, and your behavioral efficiency is high, and it is your motivation is also high, again it will become very very stressful for you, because you always want to achieve something, you want to reach something, you want to meet all the goals, and but you it can happen for a short time. हमेशा आप मोटिवेटेड नहीं रह सकते हैं ना, हमेशा आप बहुत एनर्जेटिक नहीं रह सकते हैं. हर चीज के डिफरेंट चीजें होती हैं. मुझे पहुंचना ही है, मुझे मुझे आई हैव टू रीच, इफ यू सेट अ गोल, आई हैव टू रीच स्कूल एवरी डे एट 7:45 no matter what happens. It cannot happen like that. There are some days when you may reach early, but some days you can be 5 minutes late, because everyone had different circumstances. So उस वक्त distress में नहीं आना है कि oh shit, I have missed my deadline, I cannot do this, not expected from myself. All of this self blame will not help us, right? When your efficiency is average and stimulation is average, वो positive stress है. जैसे कि हम बहुत focus attention देते हैं कि हमको एक अपना कुछ डेडलाइन मीट करना है, एंड उसको मीट करने के लिए जितना लेवल ऑफ स्ट्रेस चाहिए जो मुझे हेल्प करेगा टू मोटिवेट, that is really good to have that kind of stress. It will help you to come out with a schedule, it will come out You will make your team, make a group, you will ask others to help you, you will have a very focused attention. Then if your efficiency is very high but your challenges are very low, okay, then you will be bored. ओके आपको कंफ्यूजन में रहेंगे आप जब ऐसा होगा कि आपको बहुत एनर्जी है, बहुत एंथुसियाज्म है, बट जो चैलेंजेस हैं वो बहुत कम है, लेकिन आपको करना कुछ नहीं है कि नहीं करते हैं, कल करेंगे, प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट करेंगे हम कि हाँ मे भी देखते हैं, लास्ट मिनट तक देखते हैं, बाकी सब करेंगे तो हम करेंगे. इफ एवरीवन सबमिट देन ओनली आई विल सबमिट, if everyone talks about it only then I will talk about it. If that kind of situation comes in between, then it will be very impaired attention, you will be bored, कोई आपको apathy नहीं रहेगी, there will be confusion every time. So use stress is a positive stress, okay, when your behavior efficiency as well as your stimulus are at par, when you're motivated as well as your efficiency is good. So that's a use stress situation. So positive stress, I will not say stress is bad. Positive stress, use stress is good because it will help you to keep moving, it will help you to do certain things which will come out with solutions of the problem and also to achieve your goals. Now over here I'll take a 2 minutes break and I will request you, we have like grade 147 people on board, 149 I guess now, 149 people on board now. So I will request some of you to experience, to share your experience, or of eustress, how eustress has helped you to achieve your goal, and how distress has helped you to not achieve your goal. ओके ये पर्सनल फ्रंट की स्टोरी हो सकती है, आपके स्टूडेंट की स्टोरी हो सकती है, इट कैन बी समथिंग एट होम यू ऑब्जर्व अदर्स हैपनिंग विद अदर्स, एनीथिंग. It will be great to share experience because it will help others to maybe come up with a strategy that how I can deal with the situation when I am in that situation. Maybe in a minute if you can share your experience, it will be great. Anyone? Hindi, English, any language is good. Teachers, hope you are awake. Anyone who want to share कि आप last stressful situation में जब थे, how that stress has helped you to achieve your goal and how stress has not helped you to. If I start with my experience, so last Saturday, yes, ma'am, please. Jevita ma'am, you want to say something? Okay, we have a response.
Ma'am?
Fear is positive. Okay. Yes, ma'am, please.
Ma'am, it's all about family pressure is also there. So that time we'll definitely feel stress, So it's all about between family and work always. How to maintain the family and the work. After coming from school, we have to take care of our own family also. So obviously we'll get the stress. I was also, but now I am okay. I know how to manage, how to make up my mind to take care of family as well as the work. So it's like how well you're taking as a positive thing. That is also matter actually. And compassion about, passion about your job, how much you love your job. That is also matter.
Okay, very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good evening,
Yes,
madam.
anyone else?
Good evening,
Good
madam. This
evening.
is Srinivas. Can you hear me, madam?
I can hear you. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. This is Srinivas from HPS. I feel that stress is a part and parcel of life. See, as human beings, we need to work, we need to bond up with humans. So, when we are living a life, stress has to be met with. And this is what I usually teach the children. We cannot run away from stress. We need to know how to handle stress.
Sir, it will be great if you can also share something, in the latest in 2 weeks span. If there was any situation which has helped you, like stressful situation you were in, it has helped you to achieve your goal. And any situation where you have, maybe you or your students or a family, they were not able to achieve the goal because of the stress.
I mean, so I worked as the head of the department uh, also, and usually I undergo a lot of stress. I used to undergo a lot of stress managing and tackling teachers and explaining them and going to their work, meeting the deadlines. But this also has helped me positively to meet my deadlines in a way. But it used to drain me intellectually and emotionally. But
Okay.
there comes our ability to manage the stress, right? We cannot run away from work. We cannot develop any kind of negative attitude towards work. So I used to like take breaks,
Okay.
uh, and meditation really had helped me out. And exercise also usually helped me out. And I say the same thing even to my children, whether they are my own children or even my students. Uh, exercise and meditation is something which can uh, like bring you out of this any kind of stressful situation.
Understood. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. So, and I think the coping skill which you had for applied will help other teachers also to achieve their goals. Priya, ma'am, you
Ma'am,
wanted to
can
share? Yes.
uh, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I have a younger kid. She is very small, 5 year old, and I'm working as a teacher. So my challenge is actually to spend time with her at the same time, teaching work and all of the school works and house chores and all these things. So balancing all these things is the stress I felt, and at the same time, um, often I feel like I'm not being a good mother to my daughter. That is the major stress I feel. I don't know why, um, because spending time with her, playing with her, but she is the only child. I feel that's where I lag in. And this reduces my motivation. Though I'm good in here, I'm doing my best in the schools and all other things. This is pulling me down. I'm lagging here as a mother that I'm not doing this and that. And when everyone says you are not picking her, you're not like spending enough time for her playing, and all these things will is reducing my motivation level. So that creates a stress for me.
I understand. I understand, ma'am, what you're saying, and I think I would open the forum of because we have around 150 teachers on board, and I'm sure most of us have gone through this situation. So anyone who want to help Priya ma'am to develop some coping skills, or maybe a recommendation for her to keep the motivation on so that she can handle the situation. I hope Priya ma'am you're okay with that.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
helping.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, in this situation where the family members cannot help us, like
I
we were
understand.
in a situation where either the spouse or whoever it is, they may not give us the time to share our work like that.
I understand, ma'am. Okay. Anyone from the forum who want to make a
Actually, madam,
recommendation?
ma'am, I
Yes.
would want to suggest Priya, madam. See,
Yes,
as
sir.
I've already said, stress is a part and parcel of our life, and expecting help from others is quite normal. But we can't base our life on others' help or opinion or whatever. The first thing I would suggest uh, is about self care. Most of the women, I feel that they are so busy with their daily routine, fortunately or unfortunately, that they do not take care of themselves. Whether it is about their physical health or mental health or intellectual health or social health or whatever. So I would suggest madam to take care of herself. Taking care of family, taking care of children is fine, but she also needs to take care of herself. This is one thing I would want to suggest. And yeah,
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for your input. But I'm trying my level best to take care of my, uh, yeah,
I
well,
understand that, Priya ma'am. And
yeah.
take one step at a time. Take every day slowly. And I know you're doing your best, but also step by step. Set very short goals for yourself, and then slowly go ahead with that. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone
Thank you.
else? Thank you so much, Priya ma'am. Anyone else who want to share any experience?
Yeah, good evening. This is Bhavna here. Am I
Yes.
audible? Okay.
Yes, you are.
Uh,
Hmm.
okay. So when we are talking about distress and eustress, I would like to give an example. Like once I had to prepare the lesson plan also, I had to correct the copies of my students also, I had to take care of the studies of my own children also. So I was undergoing distress, and this led to my migraine. Yeah, so this was the situation of distress when my migraine was triggered. Now, when we talk about use stress, to my students in class, I gave them a task and I gave them a time limit. I set a time limit for them. They were under pressure, but they knew what is to be done. And within that time limit, they came out with beautiful work. So that was use stress that helped them to come out with beautiful work. The task was done beautifully. So these are the two examples.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think it will definitely your strategies have helped you, and you understood your stressors, and you have again developed a very healthy strategy for yourself. So thank you so much for sharing that. I think Gulshan Kaur wanted to share something. You unmuted for a while. Okay, so we will, I think, thank you, teachers, for sharing your experiences. And anyone who want to share, the last participant, and then we'll move on to our next section.
Ma'am,
Anyone who, yes,
sometimes a situation of distress comes when we are, as you said, burnt out, and we do not want to focus on any work, the extreme work situation. When we completely neglect the work because of the fear of facing the work itself. And that was because of some procrastination that somebody had done in the past, in the past, and reaping the mistakes now. So that has to be avoided. That is the one major thing that I faced once, and I have overcome it by making a to-do list and prioritizing the task to
well,
achieve it, and
thank you.
making an accountability partner.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Raghu ma'am. I think I'm making accountability partner, to-do list, and these strategies will really help others. And many a times, teachers, what happens that maybe we are aware about the strategies, but we don't implement them. Okay, we will not understand the effect of these strategies until and unless we implement them. Yes, Dimpy ma'am. Dimpy ma'am, you wanted to share something?
Good evening. That's by mistake. The speaker got off.
Okay. Okay, not a problem. So now we will move to the next section, which talks about burnout and me. How do you feel, or how do you understand that I'm facing burnout? When there is, you have sleeplessness, you have a problem with your sleep. Okay, When you have frequent illness, maybe it is in a form of cold, it is form of stomach upset, or maybe you are, frequent headache. When you have frequent illness, when in spare of 7 days, 10 days you're falling ill, sorry. And then you have a depression, you feel very low, you don't want to report to work, you don't feel motivated to work, you just keep thinking about how not to go to work, and you just lose interest in everything. When you have a irritability with coworkers, friends and family, when you're talking you're always irritable, okay, you are just not accepting anything, or you also feel that you maybe are worthless, आपकी कोई importance नहीं है, you just don't feel like working, you work hard and feel drained without signs of higher production. It means that maybe lesson planning किया आपने, but when you presented the lesson plan to your supervisor or coordinator or senior, they are taking out a lot of errors and you are not liking that. अब बोला कि नहीं, क्यों ऐसा, क्यों बार बार मैं कितना भी मेहनत कर लूँ, no matter how much I work, they will always give me some feedback, they will always criticize me. Okay, so that is something which need to be worked upon. General lack of interest and feeling of apathy. So in general you are just feeling very anxious all the time ki, it's not happening, not working, I don't want to work, I don't want to go to work, it's really monotonous, I want to change, or I just need a why is it happening? There is a lot of frequent mistakes you're making at work, silly mistakes you're making at work, and above everything, forgetfulness. So people, you have a forgetfulness kind of, where you forget your class time, where you forget you have to submit something, where you forget to reach out to something, a very important email you have to make, you have to speak to parents. So all these important things you will forget, and it is happening frequently. So these are the signs of it's not memory loss, Priya ma'am, it is basically because you're so stressed and इतना एंजाइटी में है आप, इतनी ज्यादा टेंशन में रहते हैं, बिकॉज यू आर बोर और यू जस्ट डोंट वांट टू वर्क, आप भूल जाते हैं, क्योंकि आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं है उस काम को करने में, यू आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन डूइंग दैट वर्क, सो दैट कॉजेज फॉरगेटफुलनेस. Now, what are the causes of burnout? Okay, so poor boundaries. Okay, for example, communication plays a very important role over here. So again, suppose I already have maybe my 45 sets of copies to check, and there's one colleague of mine. She says, "Ki, why don't you help me in a project?" I should say no because I'm already piled up with work, but I don't, because I don't know how to say no. I just say yes, and I'm helping her, and my work is also lying behind. So that will cause burnout. Okay, because I am doing a lot of extra work. So poor boundaries. When I am not creating a boundary around me that I can do only this much, you can speak to me, at this time, you cannot interfere in my checking time or my this time. Sometimes exceptionals are good, but most of the time you are just becoming always helping others will not help you to grow. Okay, why I'm saying this? Because I need to first complete my work also, and then definitely if there is a problem, if there is a colleague who is in a problem, need help, definitely we will help each other. This is how we will grow also. People pleasing. Okay, then we are just to impress others or just to keep everyone is happy, happy, happy. I'll keep doing stuff for others, and I'm missing on my deadlines. Lack of communication, there is certain notice to be given, has not gone out, certain things need to be communicated to parents, there is no communication give from your side. And when you are not communicating your problems also, okay, that I don't like to teach this subject. Suppose this is a problem, okay, because of one teacher has gone, you are given that subject. So if you don't like, you need to express that. If it's a matter of 1 week or 10 days, it's fine. But for the entire 3 months of a quarter, if you need to take that subject, and if you don't like it, you need to speak. So communication is key. Unrealistic expectation in my class this year, everyone will score 80% plus. Okay, I think it's unrealistic expectation because everyone has a different capacity. So we cannot just put them in one box. Scheduling conflicts, role assumptions. Okay, that I assume that this student and that parent and that teacher will do these things, they will take the responsibility. I need to be clear about it. Limited access or knowledge of resources. When I don't know that library has this and this book, and in my art and craft room I can these materials, when I don't know that this teacher in my class can do beautiful artwork, that student can do wonderful debate. So when I am not aware about my resources, I take everything on myself. I don't share the responsibility. Lack of support and distrust in others. So lack of support and distress in others go hand in hand. Okay, why people don't support me? Because I don't trust them. Okay, whatever my team does, I'll always find, oh, this is a mistake, that's a mistake. And why is that happening? Because I am not summarizing them properly. If I need a poster to be done by my classroom, I need to give them very clear instruction, yellow chart paper, black ink, red ink, not to be used. This pictures should be in color, and this kind of drawing is required. So very, very clear instructions if you give, then there will be less confusion. And inclusive classroom, as I said, that every child in your classroom has different capacity. So keep that in mind and plan your lesson. Then you will see there is a classroom, there is everyone will be involved. So when we are not doing these things, okay, or when we are not communicating properly, not opening up, not asking for help, then we feel burnout because we take everything on us. So please avoid doing this. I hope this part is clear. If anyone want to add something, you please go ahead and add. Now, I will request all the teachers to will come to the next section, which is developing EQ. I request all the teachers to go back to their school, okay, or go back to your younger self. Recall someone you loved being with when you were younger, apart from your parents, when you were with this person. So when you were younger, apart from your parents, who was that one person whom you really like to be around with? You really like to be with that person. When you were younger, you really love to be being around. Don't write anything in the chat box, just it is for yourself. Okay. Why maybe friend, someone can write few things. So just take a minute, go back to your younger self and think about that one person who you really liked when you were around that person, and this person should not be your parents. Now if you have thought about it, what did they do that you liked so much? You can talk about it. If maybe it's okay if you want to say about that person, but I want to understand that what did they do that you liked so much about them, to be around them? Anyone who want to unmute and say? ऐसा क्या इतना अच्छा आपको लगता था उनके पास कि आप उनके साथ अच्छा लगता था आपको, when they were around, you were around them? वो क्या करते थे ऐसा? What they used to do? If you want to use a chat box, use chat box. If you want to talk, you can talk. Anyone quickly? My friend who listened to me and cared selflessly without judging. Okay. So listening and non-judgmental. These are the two elements have come up from Manpreet ma'am's answer. Anyone else? I will like two more participants to answer this, please. Quickly. Okay. So now, my Nanaji, as he always made me feel special. Very nice. Thank you so much. My Masi and my friends, because I was free to share. Sorry, I was. Where did it go? Because I was free to share my feelings without the feeling of being judged. Thank you. Prathana ma'am is acting understanding. Friend, they were jovial. My maternal aunt, she was cooperative and stood by me. I had one aunt in my neighbor, always interesting story. Why? My husband and in-laws. Okay. Okay, very nice responses. Now let's see what we have. Okay, so research tell us that person, these are the words or these are the things which has come up. That person used to listen, person used to believe, challenge, trust and respected me, gave me time and attention and treated me as an equal, right? And how did I feel? I used to feel special. Used to feel valued, confident, safe, cared for, and supported. And so these were the feelings which came up. So are we doing this in our class, teachers? We need to question that. One, and second, are we doing this to ourselves? Okay, are we treating us carefully? Are we listening to our body, our mind? Are we listening? Are we believing in ourselves? Do we trust ourselves? Do we make ourselves feel confident and safe? So forget about what others do to you. Focus on what you do to yourself, because that is also a reason of burnout, right? As Srinivas sir also mentioned very beautifully, that self care is key. Forget about what others are doing to me. First of all, see what you are doing to yourself. Now, we will move towards a well-being toolkit. Over here, we will talk about, we will talk about how we can manage our well-being. So this is one activity. If you have any, notebook or pen or pencil around you with you, you can do this. And understand it. Maybe later you can do it. Identify 5 things that give the greatest meaning to your professional life. Make this list from the most important to the least important. Protect this list. If you can do it, it will be great. So identify 5 things that give the greatest meaning to your professional life. Make this list from the most important to the least important thing quickly. 5 things that give greatest meaning to your academic or professional life. Make this list from the most important to least important. Now, next, if you are done with the first part of it, please give a raise hand symbol or thumbs up. Anything is good. Okay. Next is write down the things that frustrate you most about your work. This may involve things that inadequacy of resources, lack of recognition, bureaucracy, etc. And I remind you, I will not discuss this in the forum. This is for yourself. So write openly and honestly. Write down the things that frustrate you most about your work. This may involve things like inadequacy of resources, lack of recognition, or bureaucracy. So recognize your frustrations of your professional life. Next, list the factors that are causing you difficulty and which are likely to cause stress in the future. List the factors that are causing you difficulty and which are likely to cause stress in the future. Now, work through the list of things that give you meaning item by item. For each item, look at the list of frustration. So the first list where you have written the five greatest, meaningful thing of your professional life. Now go item by item. Now for each item, look at the list of frustration. Where these threaten the things that are most important to you, note this down. These are particular pressure points that you need to monitor. So you have to again review your frustrations and respond appropriately. So meaningful things you already know. Now work on your frustrations. Okay. Now when you are working on your frustrations, you have to respond to them accordingly and appropriately. Suppose lack of recognition is a frustration. I don't get the credit the way I should get. That's a frustration. Okay. And your so how will you respond to it? How will you work on your frustration? Because that is causing stress in your professional life. Bureaucracy, what can you do for bureaucracy? Okay, maybe no cooperation from my department is one of the stressor. How will you respond to it appropriately? Start working on the coping skills. Anyone has anything to talk about or discuss, or to you want to ask anything about this activity, anything which you want to share? So review,
Ma'am, can you
recognize.
give
Yes.
ma'am, can you give one example for the first thing? Because to
I'll
cross
tell.
check whether I have written correctly.
Okay, so first is recognizing, okay, that everyone goes through stress and what causes you stress. So if we go to the first one, so what are the greatest meaning to my professional life? Okay, maybe when student, I see a smile on student face, when I see that parents really appreciate the kind of the way I'm teaching, when I get feedback from my people who are teaching, who are supervising my work, when my colleagues are ask help from me or they want to collaborate with me. So these are some you know
Ma'am, self-satisfaction is the thing I can write that.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely, definitely. Self-satisfaction. When I am
Okay.
happy after taking my class, it was a brilliant class today. So self-satisfaction is one of the meaningful thing in the professional life.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, 3 hours when we are talking about, we have recognized first you should know what causes stress, review, how well you do, how well do you cope, and respond. What are your response strategies? So 3 hour strategy. First, recognize, when someone is always cranky, always angry, and don't know why. So, what causes that stress? Okay, someone is teasing all the time, or some teachers, they poor time management or poor communication. So what caused that stress is one. Next is review. how I can cope up and respond. What are your response strategies? Now, okay, so this was about today, and how we can work on with the we can work out with the self, help us with stress, how we can help burnout, and there are few strategies which we have worked towards it. So, thank you, teachers, for the participation, active participation, I will say. And all of you, I hopefully after the long day of school, the session have made given you some strategies which you can really work on. And to follow such, because we keep posting about, and we have a YouTube channel where we keep talking about this small how we can help each other, how we can cope up situation. You can subscribe to our Instagram channel, which is Consult Carpedium, YouTube channel Consult Carpedium. So you will come to know about various kinds of talks which we do.